Hello. All of us have been in a situation, a conversation, or a discussion at some point of our times in our lives, which have gone into an area where the discussion is about the situation wasn't right, or a specific person didn't do things right. Why is that every single time the person has to goof up, and so forth? Essentially, uh, what I'm saying is that it's an area of complaints. It is important to share our feelings and our thought with someone whom we can confide in. We should go ahead and do that and do it all the time. But when that frequency and intensity increases, we do a reality check and ask ourselves, am I always or most times talking about faults? Am I always or most times talking about situations that have made things difficult for us? And if the answer to that, on any one of that, is a yes, we know for sure that it's time that we want to reset our thought processes, rephrase our thoughts. And when we reset, we look at things differently and we want to look at perspectives. One question that has always helped look at things in a different light, in a different perspective is it possible that there is something more to the situation and the person that I already know? I may not get the full information, but the very fact that I make an attempt to do that, that makes me a little more considerate to the situation and the person. And in the entire process, I am reducing my complaint. I am not fixing the blame on anyone. Being considerate helps wade away a lot of negative emotion that is created by complaining, constant complaining, because we now don't want somebody to blame. We're looking at situation as the situation is. Let's look at a very simple case where we are using a filter to filter the water, the purity of water. Now, where we could filter the water, passing it through some kind of instrument or machine, but what if there is a lot of dirt in the machine and the filter itself becomes extremely difficult? This very simple question is, do I know everything about the situation, or is there something more to this? I think helps an individual look at things from a different perspective and stop complaining or reduce the element of complaining. Situations that we live in today, of course, has made it even more important for us to be just not considerate but compassionate. And possibly then the third question that I ask ourselves is there any way that I could be of help to the other person? And look how drastically the entire perspective has moved from finding someone to blame to finding what the individual probably is going through, to actually supporting if possible. And if that is the case in scenario, if that's the scene, even if it is not, and even if the thought that you are having in the mind that the individual is possibly responsible for something that's not the way it should have been, you've at least passed it through a filter, and you now know for sure that there is no complaining involved. There is not negative emotion is reduced to a large extent, but more often than not, we may want to change our opinion about the situation and the person when we do this extremely powerful, simple and effective process of being aware of whether we complain by asking that one simple question: am I finding faults? Am I talking of an individual not doing things right, or am I when I'm complaining? The second question that I ask myself is, could there be something else to it? Third, is it in any way possible for me to go and solve this problem for this person, or can I be of any solution to the problem, to the situation? I think that's a journey from moving from complaining to being compassionate. In the situation that we are today, most people who have been able to deal with a little better than the others are the ones who have been able to establish compassion between their set of people and their known ones. The only thing that has helped or will help going forward in most difficult times is our ability to be compassionate. Thank you very, very much for patiently listening to me. Thank you.